I know how busy you are. You look tired. You look worn out. I'm tired, I'm worn out, I'm busy, and I'm Josh Rose. I'm a rabbi at Congregation Shaarei Torah, and I'm sharing some teachings from the Jewish tradition. In our culture, we really prize busyness, and even while we know it's not so great for us, we know it's not so fun, being busy and answering 30 emails every second and taking 10 phone calls every minute and sometimes talking on two cell phones simultaneously. I've seen that guy on the street. I've been that guy. We take a weird, sick sort of pride in it. And at best, we view the insane work pace and the crazy distractions that we have as being just the cost of living in the modern world. But what if it's more than that? What if it is actually a strategy that we use to keep ourselves off track? Well, that nutty idea comes out of a magnificent book called the Mesilat Yesharim, which is written by Moshe Chaim Luzzatto, who's known as the Ramchal. And the Ramchal in that book says that kind of busyness, and keep in mind he's writing many hundreds of years before there's email and cell phones and before the kind of crazy work week we have. And he says that is a strategy that our Yetzer Hara, that is our lower inclination, our evil inclination, uses to keep us from looking inward. So let me repeat that. He says that keeping that kind of pace and having those kinds of outward concerns that occupy so much of our time is a strategy that we use subconsciously to prevent ourselves from looking inward, to achieve what he calls Zehirut, which means self-awareness and the ability to have an understanding of who we are and what our motivations are and what our deeds are. So I want to share this idea of Zehirut and talk about some particular strategies that we can use in order to actually achieve it. The first thing we need for Zehirut is quiet. I talked about that in the first video. But quiet is not an end in itself. We don't just say, oh great, that was relaxing. We have to use that quiet to look inwards. And that takes time, and it takes great courage and great honesty to examine our deeds. But then we need something beyond that. We need to externalize our thoughts, because if we just stroll around and reflect on, well, how did that discussion go with my friend? I got angry at her, and if we just do that, our minds are going to distract us and take us off track. Or we also are so excellent at finding rationalizations and justifications for our behavior that may happen as well. So externalize the thoughts. One strategy is that people write. You can get a journal. It doesn't have to be fancy schmancy. It doesn't have to have a picture of the ocean on the front. It can be really anything. But some practice daily, weekly, monthly writing and reflecting. So between now and Yom Kippur, we should be doing a lot of reflecting and just going over the deeds of the day and of the week and thinking about our inner motivations and what was happening. And also, if you're not a writer, you can also just talk. You can talk. This is a form of prayer for some people that I'll talk about in another video. But it's so important to externalize those thoughts and to let it flow out with great honesty to be able to reflect. So that's a tool for self-reflection to help us arrive at Zehirut, which is a key, that self-awareness, which is a key to Teshuvah. So I hope that helps, and I hope you do it. Thanks.